Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, man, with a fight night. Louisville, in Louisville, Kentucky, I believe. Is this one in Kentucky? No, it's in Nashville. My fault, my fault. In Nashville, UFC Fight Night, Lewis versus Teixeira. Dang, man, we're back with a fight night, dude. Lewis main eventing a fight night in Big 2025. Uh, Fight nighting, main eventing against a guy with only one fight in the UFC. That's another heavy side. Just I mean, we're just scraping the fucking bottom of the barrel with some of these, man. Like, truly, quality over quantity. Please, like, come on, man. If we could, dude, I think if we eliminated just 2 fight nights a year, just 2, every card could probably be actually really, really fucking stacked. I know that, and I know there's a lot of fighters in the UFC, and they all need to, get their time on here. But I mean, dude, these motherfuckers just don't fight. Like, so many fights are put together last minute on a consistent basis to the point where it really doesn't fucking matter. I really don't think it would make that much of a difference in, like, fighter activity. But that's another question for another day. Let's just get into it. Starting with the prelims, man. Fatima Klein, Melissa Martinez. I'm going with actually Melissa Martinez. I think she's really, really good. I mean, she's not that good, but I just think that she's got good striking, good durability, and it's a women's WMMA fight, unranked. Just go with whoever you want. You know what I mean? You just flip a coin for that one. Mike Davis, Mitch Ramirez. I am gonna go with Mike Davis. I think Mike Davis is really, really fucking good. He is many a time fraud checked many prospects, and Mitch Ramirez isn't much of a prospect, but he's a guy who's newer, and I think this is the kind of guy that a guy like Mike Davis beats. And he also, his last fight at the beginning of the year with Fereziem was fucking wild. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it because that fight was insane. Next, Volta Walter, Kennedy Nzechukwu. Man, dude, I really like, Kennedy Nzechukwu moving up to heavyweight was a great idea. He's been doing really well. I believe he's on a 3-fight win streak at heavyweight right now. Walter Walker, he's okay. He's not super chinny like his little brother, or his brother. I don't even know if he's older or younger, but like his brother Johnny Walker. But I don't think he's very good. He's very plotty, kind of heavyweight, big fat boy. He's got good jiu-jitsu, but I mean, he's Brazilian, so I'd hope he has good jiu-jitsu. I mean, he did ankle lock freaking Junior Tafa, but he also sucks. So is that really a great win? I'm gonna go with Kennedy Nzechukwu on this, though. I think he can use his range and his power to really prevent Walter Walker from trying to shoot on him, and if he gets him to the ground, I think he can probably use his physicality to get back up. So I'm going to go with Kennedy Nzechukwu on that one. Eduarda Moura, Laura Murphy. I'm going with Eduarda Moura, prospect. Again, unranked women's fight. Just flip a coin. But Eduarda Moura should win. Laura Murphy is very durable. She's a crafty vet. But I think Eduarda Moura is a very good prospect, and hopefully she should get the W. So I'm hoping that happens. Jake Matthews, Chidi Njokuani. Jake Matthews, the most auraless Australian on the roster, man. He is just not cut from the same cloth as some of these other guys. And I know, the propaganda's out there. Him versus Fialho has been making the rounds on the reels on Instagram. I've seen him. You hear that voice crack? Going through puberty again. He's been, that fight though has been making the rounds on the Instagram reels. I know y'all have seen it. I've seen it too, and I was like, oh shit. But Chidi Njokuani is actually really fucking good. Chidi Njokuani is a step up above Jake Matthews. Yeah, he is way older, but I mean, it's welterweight. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily that means anything, but I just think that, like, where these guys are sitting at, I think Chidi's he's just better. I feel like he's just faster. He's got more, he feels rangier. Well, he also is. I mean, look at that reach difference. But he's taller, he's rangier, he's faster, he's more powerful. I just don't know if his durability can hold up. That's the thing. Jake Matthews, he's gonna really go in there and he's gonna try and put it on him. I think that's his best bet. He just needs to just trust his chin and really go in there and try and just dirty box him. But Njokuani also has really good clinch work. So I think just in terms of the striking, which is the biggest difference and where this fight is mostly likely going to play out, I think Chidi just has the advantage in every way. So I'm going with Chidi Njokuani. Next, Max Griffin, Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis, Chris Crybaby Curtis, although we talk a lot of shit about him, he is actually really good. He has great boxing. He's fought really high level comp throughout pretty much like consistently in his career. And he wins some and he loses some, and then he wins some and loses some. He's kind of a win one, lose one kind of guy. But fighting a guy like Max Griffin, that's a step below in competition. Max Griffin is, he's durable. But he did just fucking lose to Michael Chiesa, who's for some reason being allowed to make a run right now in Big 2025. So I'm going with Chris Curtis. That should be an easy win. I feel like that one is a lock on the card. I feel like Chris Curtis is like a guaranteed W, and he fucking better be, or else fuck him forever. Junior Tafa, Tuco Tokos. Man, honestly, I'm gonna go with Tuco Tacos. Man, like I'm not buying the Junior Tafa, weight loss propaganda. I'm not. He's so fat. He still has no cardio. He probably still doesn't check leg kicks. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many fucking holes in his game, man. I don't think he's good. Like, his only good win, like his only impressive win is knocking out Parker Porter, I believe. I think that was his last KO win. No, he did get a KO in his last one, or TKO, but dude, after that guy was just as fat and tired as him. That fight was just like who had more, will, I guess, in those last few minutes of that fight. And Junior Tafa, I guess he showed heart, you could say that, but Tuco Tokos is actually pretty good. He's durable. He was really taking it to Navajo Sterling in their fight. You feel like he was trying to turn the tide a little bit, and he was able to wear on him a bit, but just wasn't able to do enough to get the win or get a finish, which is what he really needed because he was down in that fight. But I'm going to go with Tuco Tacos. All right, Tuco Tacos. Vitor Petrino, Dejuan Lane. Did he change his fucking name? Bro, we know that's you, bro. We know that's you. Austin fucking Lane, we know it's you, bro. What are you doing? Oh, man. Should I even go with Vitor Petrino? I'm going to go with Vitor Petrino. I know he got beat by fucking Anthony Smith. I know he got chinned by Dustin Jacoby. So clearly he's not smart. Let's start off with that. He's not smart. But he can strike. He is good. He's willing to initiate grappling. And I just feel like in terms of just talent and being a fighter as a whole, he's just a better fighter. Whereas Dejuan Lane, Austin Lane, is shit. He gets fucked up in every single fight. This motherfucker's been crucified so many times in front of our fucking eyes. He gets destroyed. I don't even, dude. Like he is going to have CTE. There's no way around it. He's going to have it, and I don't wish that upon anybody. But like this guy needed to stop fighting yesterday, and just started picking up some shifts at like a discount tire or something. I don't know what he's doing, but. Just go with Vitor Petrino on this one. At the very least, Vitor Petrino is going to at least be able to smother him up against the cage and land good shots on him. He has a slight reach advantage and a height advantage, Austin Lane does, but it's not enough. It's not enough, okay? This guy, he doesn't have a chin. He doesn't have a chin, guys. He doesn't have a chin. His chin is non-existent. And we've just seen him die too many times on the canvas for me to comfortably pick him. I don't think for anyone to comfortably pick him. So it's not that Vitor Petrino is good, it's just that Austin Lane is that bad. Next, Nate Landwehr, Morgan Charrier. Morgan Charrier is very, very good. We know this. He did lose against what the fuck's that guy's name? Trevor Peek? No. Yeah, Trevor Peek. Yeah, Trevor Peek in his last fight at UFC London earlier in this year in March. And that was a really good fight. Trevor Peek did, steal the first round convincingly with that knockdown, but Morgan Charrier was really starting to put it on him in the later rounds. He was making it competitive, which is good. A good showing for himself, showing that he's very durable, he's hard, he can recover effectively. But it's not necessarily, this is kind of like with the Vitor Petrino Austin Lane fight. Morgan Charrier is just a better fighter at this point. I mean, how fucking old is Nate Landwehr? He's got to be 40. I mean, he's 37 and 29. In featherweight, as much as we want to say age doesn't matter, look at Volk. It does matter. And Morgan Charrier is a younger fighter. He's very, very talented. I really like him in the UFC, and I hope he can make a run and bounce back with this win. So I'm going to pick Morgan Charrier to win. Next, Calvin Kattar, Steve Garcia. This is another lock on the card. Steve Garcia is going to kill Calvin Kattar. Probably not. If he KOs him, I will genuinely be surprised because I don't think we've ever seen him get fucking KO'd or even dropped for that matter. But I will say that it's just gonna be sad. Like he's like if it's just gonna be like a TKO. I bet he could probably hurt him real bad. He's gonna kind of fall against the cage and just put his head in his arms and just curl up into a ball. Like he's not gonna get KO'd, like not flatline. So I'm gonna go with Steve Garcia to just get an easy, TKO win. Maybe, or just a very, very one-sided decision against Calvin Kattar. It's sad at this point. He just really hasn't been the same since his injuries. I don't want to say, he lost infamously to Max Holloway, beats the shit out of Giga Chikadze, loses to what's his face, Baldy, Josh Emmett. Then he, gets injured against Arnold Allen, takes a really long time off, gets surgery, comes back against Sterling, just gets Russell fucked into oblivion, and then sort of the same story against Zalal, and then Zalal runs away from him in the third round. So it's just not looking good. I think it's time to hang up the gloves after this Saturday. Maybe he's got one more in him, but probably not. Stephen Thompson, Gabriel Bonfim. This one's hard, man. Stephen Thompson is still very, very good in his age. His karate, his striking is so good, and that's where he has the edge over Gabriel Bonfim, is in the striking. He's also very hard to hold down. The only person we've ever really seen him hold him down, at least in recent fight history, like in recent memory, is Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns didn't necessarily hold him down. He kind of just held them up against the cage. They're in very awkward positions where Stephen Thompson is actively trying to get up, and Gilbert Burns is kind of just doing his best to hold him still and tie up his legs and his torso, getting a body lock. Well, I mean, Shavkat did also submit him, but I think that Gabriel Bonfim can win. He just needs to initiate the grappling. That needs to be his number one thing, or else he's not going to win. Like, this fight is not going to be exciting. Let's just start that. Let's just get that out of the way. Stephen Thompson is going to strike with him. He's going to put hands on Gabriel Bonfim in the first. He's going to hurt him. They're going to hurt, and Gabriel Bonfim, he's going to land a couple shots. He's going to land some good kicks, go do his best to initiate some dirty boxing, land some clean shots upstairs. But in that second and third round, Gabriel Bonfim's going to stink it up, hold him up against the cage, do the same thing that Gilbert Burns did. Tie up his legs, get him in a body lock, get him in some real awkward positions where he's just in complete control of Stephen Thompson. Get some weak pitter-patter shots for ground and pound, and just secure himself a boring, 29-28 decision. So I'm going to go with Gabriel Bonfim by boring decision. Next, Derek Lewis, Towson Teixeira. Bro, Derek Lewis, please. Bro, please. After all these fucking years, bro, please. Man, bro, he was so close to a title shot, and then he had to fucking lose. Dude, Derek Lewis is not super good. We know this. But the thing is, we don't know anything necessarily about Towson Teixeira. I think that if he tries to really go in there and strike with Derek Lewis, he will lose. I think Derek Lewis, he is very durable. Despite the fact that we've seen him get knocked out, he is still pretty durable. Towson Teixeira, he gets an easy TKO win over Justin Tafa. Who gives a fuck? I think Towson Teixeira's big. I don't want to say advantage, but the way he could surprise us off is if he initiates the grappling and probably gets a submission on him, like the way Sergey Spivak did. I knew Sergey Spivak had a good grappling game, but I didn't think he would actually submit Derek Lewis that easily. I believe it was in the first. I'm going to go with Derek Lewis by TKO in the first or second. I think Derek Lewis knows that this guy's dangerous. And, at this point, he wants to defend his ranking. He wants to keep getting paid big money. He wants to keep his, finish record at heavyweight. And so I think in his mind, he's like, this guy's going to come at me because he's new and he has nothing to lose. So I need to go at him. And if I can catch him, I can put him away and have an easy night for myself. Like he did last year in his other fight against Rodrigo Nascimento. So I'm going to go with Derek Lewis by KO, man. He just has to. Please, Derek, please. Please, bro. My balls is hot. Please. All right, man. USA in this hoe. Let me know what you guys think, man. It's not an amazing card, but I'm actually excited for it, man. We had a little break last week, so I'm excited to watch some UFC again and, hate my life.